Hello, my lovely butterfly. Welcome to Butterfly Dreams. I am Stephanie, and I'm so glad to have you here today. So, pivot. We're pivoting. I know in the last video that I uploaded some months ago, I said that I was done here on this channel, but actually, as Kismet will go, I have had a series of downloads directly from source. Now I know what my purpose here is, and it's not to stop as a butterfly. Now that I have wings, I want to share this knowledge with everyone that's willing to listen and do the work, because it does require some work. It's very minimal, as we are always supported by source no matter what, but we have to get rid of certain indoctrinated beliefs. So firstly, how are you feeling? I'm not sure, but I think a lot of us can sense this imminent time of profound transcendental change in humanity. And for sure, we are experiencing that collectively. For those of you who aren't aware, we are shifting into what some people are calling the 5D ascension phase in humanity, which makes me so excited to be alive in this time. I think it's important to shift our focus, though, to what really matters, which is truth, love, peace. Don't let fear overcome you, because that's when you fail to accomplish the mission here. The mission here is love. And that's the only way. Choose love now. It's a fact that the media has been used to corrupt our innocence in a way, there is a big, beautiful world out there that was designed by this creative intelligence. Call it God, call it source, call it spirit. It doesn't matter. That gave us this whole big playground to play, to smell the flowers, to revel in a sunrise, a sunset, the most basic of things. And, we see it even in our natural world. The birds are not worried about how they're going to get food tomorrow. They're just being in the eternal present moment. And that's how we need to live our lives. All we have is this eternal present moment. And that's all that matters. And what kind of life do you want to create from this eternal present moment? That's all we have. Doesn't matter what happened to us in the past. Doesn't matter the trauma that we carry. And that's not spiritual bypassing, but that is not ultimately your truth. And I say this from my own experience. For too many years, I was stuck in trauma and just constantly there, like reliving that. Your body doesn't know the difference between what is happening now and what you're reliving in your mind. And so you're constantly in that, essentially simmering in your trauma. And that's what's causing like all these chemical reactions in your body, and then leads to depression, and leads maybe to suicidal ideations and whatnot. And so ultimately, what we want to live in each day is highest emotions available to us, which are peace, love, bliss, and focus on that. When we focus our attention to that, wow, I can tell you that it is just your whole entire universe opens up, and you start seeing so much more than you were ever able to see from this little view of trauma and depression and sadness. It's, I mean, you can see it even in the way I'm 42 years old. I feel like I look and feel younger and better than ever. Okay. I feel like I'm just starting. I've been born anew. So with these words, I just want to invite you to dabble in the possibility that life can be different for you, that you are a divine being on this earth, created with a purpose. And you have every right to figure that out in whichever way that means to you. You are an unlimited, boundless, formless being, capable of so much more than you've been led to believe. So with this being said, I just want to let you know that I'm going to be here a lot more. I want to share with you everything that I have learned in these 42 years, so that you don't have to go through all of the strife and hardship, because ultimately that's what it means to be a human. We help each other. As Ram Dass said, we are all walking each other home. And that is true. You don't know how your light affects someone else, how an encouraging word can maybe help someone have a breakthrough. That's what we're here for. And I'm so excited to be able to be here with you. I mean, there's 5,000 plus people that have subscribed to this channel. And when I started this channel, I'm like, no one gives a flying bleep about what I have to say or share. I didn't even know. I was trying everything. So if you look at my channel, you will see a bunch of different things, because this was my journey. I started it around the same time. I started this channel right after I came back from Peru and my ayahuasca ceremonies. It's because I had a vision that was inciting me to do this. And I'm like, I don't know why I'm doing this, but sure, let's do this. I didn't know anything about YouTube or how to upload content or how to speak. And I've been working on myself so much, reading, hearing other people, developing community with like-minded people, also removing people that are not aligned with who I am. Doesn't mean that I feel better than them, but I'm just trying to rise above certain situations. And for that, you need to also be very selective of who you allow in your space, because we know that we have an electromagnetic field as humans, and that, you know, our feelings do ultimately affect whoever we surround ourselves with. So I know this is a lot of information. I'm going to share a video that I recently saw that sort of inspired me to share this message with you. I've been watching Greg Braden. Oh my God, what an amazing human being and inspirational. And I'm going to share a couple videos, which I have shared in my community post, but I'm going to link them in the description box. I just want you to know that there's hope, that as much as the world wants you to believe that we're broken, we're damaged, we are no good humans, that's not true. That is a lie. That is a bold-faced lie. You matter. You deserve to be here, and you have a purpose on this earth. Believe that with every cell in your body, because your life depends on it. It does. And I'm going to keep popping up in here, checking up and checking in and sharing all of the knowledge that I have acquired, and I have been blessed to receive direct messages from Source. Ultimately, we are all butterflies, and Earth is our chrysalis. What I want you to take away from this is to choose love now, that you have the power to change your mind. And I've coined the phrase, you got to lose your mind to find your soul. And I'm so glad to serve as some sort of ally, some sort of, I don't want you to think of me as a guide or some sort of shaman, because ultimately what I need you to understand is that you are your own healer, you are your own shaman, you are your own guru. You have all the answers inside of you. We have been led to believe that we need exterior sources and things to understand our own divinity. And that is not so. I know that for a fact. All the answers are within. So I encourage you to try meditation, breath work. I have an amazing playlist of breathwork sessions that I have tried and I do daily as a practice. We need to have disciplined spiritual practices, and they're very basic. Finding my breath has been so profound, and science is now proving that breath can regenerate cells. Look for the information. We live in an era of information, and we're wasting our time scrolling mindlessly through things that don't nourish our mind, body, or soul. So we need to find these things. We need to actively do these things. No one's going to do the work for us, okay? But I promise you that once you do the work, once you find your soul, you will be so liberated, and you will live freely, as I always encourage you. in my outros. You're gonna fly free. We are all butterflies. You are sovereign. You are a sovereign being of this earth, capable of so, so much, okay? Believe that. Believe that with every cell in your being. I love you. Shine bright. And as always, fly free. Bye.